we got Burr, man! All right, I am a huge Bill Burr fan. To me, he's like right up there with Dave Chappelle, right down to everybody wants to cancel him. And he really breaks out some good acting chops here, man. I mean, we know he could do like drama. You know, we've seen him in a couple things and stuff, but he does really good in this. So this is the Mandalorian, the Believer. I got my notes here because there's so much to talk about. And I guess just to give it away, I really like this episode. Man, this season, for a season that started off with kind of these little side quests, and they were good, but it's like, okay, it's going to be half of this, like what's going to happen? It just picked up. Right away, and I feel like they've had like just great episode after great episode, so I'm mad excited for that. And I think we're getting close to the end of the season too, so I mean, it's like, it's got to end on a high note. I mean, one would think. So Star Wars has been known for ending on a high note recently, right? Well, okay, I guess we'll see. So all right, so the opening opens up with this kind of this garbage heap prison, which I like. I thought that was a cool idea for for like a prison sentence. Usually it's just this big ship and these, cells that have like either laser bars or like just some sort of force field or something. I like that's a very original idea, and I like the junk, with the TIE fighters and stuff like that, so that's really cool. I think I even said this in the last episode, I really thought it was going to be like the whole episode was just going to be about breaking him out. But literally in the first few seconds, like they get him out of there. So I'm like, oh, all right. Which I like because it brings us to pretty much this other heist that we have to do. They have to find out the coordinates of Moff Gideon. And of course, they have to go to another place that's run by the Empire to get those coordinates. And here, I'll go back to my notes here because I'm giving away the story here. I really fucking dig this squad. You got Mando, you got Cara Dune there, you got Boba Fett, you got Ming-Na Wen, and you got Bill Burr. Like, that is just like, I want to see them walking like the Tombstone poster, man, like a fire behind them, and they're just walking all badass. Like, that's a good squad, man. So, just as soon as they all got together and they're gonna go do some sort of heist, or whatever, just get this information, break into some place, I got mad excited, because all of those are just really great actors, and great characters, too. Just these really great characters you want to see together and work off each other, and that's basically what we get here. Is Dune getting stronger? God damn. Like, I just saw her, like, the scene where she, breaks in and punches the two guys and baps their heads. I mean, she just looks like she's getting fucking stronger, man. So, I mean, good on her. I think she's a great character in this, too. So it's interesting about the mask in this. The one thing I didn't like in season 1 is I didn't like him taking off the mask, even though it's like, whatever, it's a robot that sees it, nobody else sees the face, that's fine. It's that they should have saved that up. Maybe they thought they didn't know if they were going to get a second season or whatever, so they're like, oh, he should show his face, he's been working his ass off. But that always bothered me, and it especially bothered me because, like, he's dying, and he's sweating, and he's, like, breathing and stuff, so that's a good-looking guy, and they did not paint him in the best looking light there. So in this episode, they're really building up the whole thing about, well, you gotta take the helmet off, you gotta take the mask off. And he's like, no, I can find a way to do it. I can find a way to do it without anyone seeing my face. And you get this great scene that's very much just a great Bill Burr scene, where he's talking about the difference between, like, the Alderaan and the Empire. The big difference is, or the one thing they have in common is neither are around anymore, which is a good joke. But he's also talking about how what you're raised in one place can be totally different to another, like, is there really a good or evil? I mean, we're all heroes in our own story kind of thing. And I like hearing that in Star Wars. I feel like Last Jedi was really tapping into that too, with, like, some of the things that are wrong with the Jedi, and maybe this isn't, like, the perfect society. But yeah, that's the worst thing made by man, so, we can't like it. No, I actually really like those elements. It does have other problems, clearly. You've heard me talk about before. But that's one of the things that was being tapped on here, that I was really enjoying, even though I know it's supposed to be kind of like just a good versus evil, good guys wear white, bad guys wear black, and stuff like that. As soon as you introduce Darth Vader as the father, you're blurring that line, and I like that. So I like that's being brought up here. I like you're seeing, kind of the civilians there that, it doesn't matter who it is really. It's just someone on their land taking over, another person taking control. And I like to, by the end, you kind of debate. It's like, is that still what's going on? Is it still, is that still what it's getting across? That the philosophy is that, we're all kind of heroes in our own story. Screw it, just do what you think is right. Or that there is a clear good and bad. That's kind of what I like about this, because at the end when Burr, gets out the gun and blows up the place because they were gonna, take over even more places and massacre and stuff like that. He does what he thinks is right. He says, I want sleep tonight, pretty much. And you can take that either way. It's like, yeah, there's always going to be people who want control, just do what you can. Or is there a very clear good versus evil? Or is it sometimes does it go back and forth? There is no clear, sometimes there is a clear answer, sometimes there is. So I really like that. Just great writing there. Again, great acting as well. So lasers click? There's one scene where the Mandalorian's firing the laser, and I was just like, what, does it have a little trigger, the little lock that you gotta pull back? Like, how does it click? So that's a dumb little thing, but it made me laugh. I love with the fight with the little pirates there, the knocking them, one of them on the wheel, that was a great addition there. I also like just a great add-on that you can't go very fast or the whole vehicle will explode with the stuff they're carrying, so he has to keep slowing down, allowing the pirates to catch up. That's so funny, and that's such a clever idea, and I think it allows easier too for Mando to have a fight on top of there. The one thing I was a little let down by is that you see all the pirates, they got their thermo detonator, like all of them have thermo detonators, they're like lighting them and everything. You're coming towards this bridge, I'm like, that bridge is gonna blow up. And then TIE fighters come in and save the day, which honestly, just the idea of TIE fighters saving the day I thought was kind of funny and honestly kind of cool, that I kind of forgot about it. But I was like, oh yeah, they were like all holding the detonators and they're getting towards a bridge and then they don't blow up the bridge. Like that was a little bit of a letdown. But maybe that's the idea, like building up one thing, give you something else. But yeah, man, I want to see something blew up, like a big explosion there. But maybe that's just the childish side of me. Imagine in Star Wars. I really I like when they get there, again, the Empire car is shown, they're the stormtroopers and everything. They are shown as people. They are people. They're all cheering and stuff. Oh, you made it back. Good for you. And again, TIE fighters saved the day. I thought it was a little odd that this was their salute. I'm like, really? They have the military salute? Did we ever see that before? I'm so, like, I would like some sort of other salute. I don't know, the Third Rock salute. I don't care. Just something a little different. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they used that salute before. But I was fascinated by that. If you get any die-hard Star Wars fans that have seen, like, everything Star Wars, let me, if they ever have done that salute before, because I'm really, really curious. I love scenes in any kind of heist, spy film, break-in, whatever, where somebody recognizes someone else or they think they recognize them and they don't know, and as soon as that, whatever that guy was, that general or whatever, you might recognize Bill Burr and he turns around and we can't go and stuff. And this leads to where Mando has to take the mask off in order to get this machine to work, to find out the coordinates of where Moff Gideon is. And I really wish that was the moment where he first takes the mask off. Because, one, he looks so much better. He's not sweating and bleeding and dying and stuff like that. He can take it off and he looks good. So there's that. Two, I just feel like there was so much more build-up to that. Like, there was so much more around that where it's like, okay, this is... What's more important, the code or saving Grogu, saving, the little baby there. And he finally puts it behind him. He just takes it off. And it isn't like for a second either. He has to be there for a while with that mask off. And you can just tell he's super uncomfortable about it. I just feel like that would have been such a better moment if that was the reveal and he has to be there like that. I mean, it's that big choice about, what is more important. I feel like so much of this episode was, just weighing out what's more important. That leads to, the following scene where, what I call the Inglourious Basterds scene, where they're just sitting and talking and like somebody's gonna realize something and shoot the other. And yeah, I like that scene especially because it looks like it's gonna wrap up with, it looks like Mando's gonna get caught and then Burr comes in and, he says, hey, let me get you guys a drink. And you think they're gonna get a drink and then disappear, whatever. But the scene keeps going, and like I've said, it's very much like in Inglourious Basterds, where you're just waiting for someone to realize something, and that kind of becomes Django Unchained, where one guy is just like, I can't do this, man. I just cannot put up with this. Like, too many memories are coming back, and that's the scene where I think Burr just does amazing. I one of the things I really admire about actors and actresses is when they can act without saying much. Just it's all in the face, it's all in the expressions. And he does have, dialogue in this scene, certainly, but I mean, the majority of the scenes is just him reacting to what this guy is saying and not knowing what he's going to do. And I just really thought he nailed it. And even the few lines he did have in that scene, I mean, he just said them so in a way like, yeah, I'm being pleasant, but God, I want to kill you. I'm trying not to. But, again, just weighing what's more important. And it was just so well done. Just such a good scene. The guy can do drama. If you watch F is for Family, he's great there. He did, was a Judd Apatow movie that you could just call it that, Judd Apatow the movie. It's the exact Judd Apatow formula that you've seen in all his movies, but he does very good there. So just really, really great scene. And it just, this whole episode just had that great feel of trying to, like I said before, just figure out what do you fight for? What do you die for? What do you break the rules for? Should the rules even be there? Do they mean anything? I mean, I just feel like just in these little conversations and these little scenes, like they're really explored. I mean, just in but not over-analyzed. Like, there is a conversation where he talks to Mando about it, but then everything else, it's explored through the actions. It's explored through what's being said to another person and then how you react to it. I mean, the guy, they're not talking too much about philosophy and ethics and stuff like that. They're just saying what they did. And, but from the conversation before why that means something to this character. Just really wonderfully done there. I wrote down, is it wrong that I don't miss Grogu that much? Maybe they just got in all the close-ups and cute reactions in those first couple episodes because they knew there was going to be a couple without him. And it's... maybe that's a good thing because it isn't, we're just relying on the cute little, big-eyed pet, pretty much. It just making the cute sounds and everything, that there is a legit story here and characters that can hold their own. And they really can. And I have no problem with Grogu. He hates Grogu. No, I fucking love him like everybody does. It's just one of those things where by the end I was saying to myself, wow, I'm enjoying this so much, and he's not in the episode at all. And I think that's very telling, because that's obviously the breakout character that everybody, they sell toys of him and everything. And he's not needed. I think you kind of appreciate a character like that more when you realize, no, I'm not watching it just for that, because he's cute. I'm watching it because it does have good characters and good story and good conflicts. So that was something I really realized in this episode, that even though I want him back, I want him saved, I want him reunited with Mando and stuff, it is good to know that he's not like a major requirement. I shouldn't say that. He's not all that the show is. He's not the only reason the show is good. You can actually do these episodes and be, riveted by it, even without him. So that's not, because he's been in it so long, you kind of forget, can it work without him? And yes, it can. So that's a good thing to know. it looks like Burr heads out at the end, which makes sense. I mean, you know, he's Bill Burr. He's gonna do all sorts of shit. But man, that squad, I want that squad to stay together. But I guess that's part of it. You leave him wanting more. I'm sure he'll come back in the future. But that squad, man, that squad. You still got the rest of them. The rest are all there and they're really cool. But that was perfect. All of them together was perfect. And I don't get why he gave a heads up that to Moff Gideon that the Mandalorian was coming. I didn't get that. Why give him a heads up except just for a little teaser at the end that, you know, I'm gonna get revenge and everything. So unless it's part of a plan to throw him off, I don't think it is. I think that's just a Star Wars thing, you know, like an epic, you know, kind of revenge story, you know, just it's very cinematic. It looks cool. But, yeah, strategically, I didn't think it made a lot of sense. So, yeah, I love this episode. Man, they have just been on a roll. I mean, like, these past 3 or 4 have just been, like, pure perfection, man. I have, like, practically no problems with them at all. I'm really glad these characters from these other, you know, other Star Wars properties and stuff working their way in are really doing so. It feels organically. I mean, it's one of those things where you see the Boba Fett helmet and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't bother me. Like, seeing him there does not throw me off, and I like that he's a part of the crew. Again, I like, if it was just him, I don't know if I would have liked it as much, but I think him with Ming-Na Wen, and then, of course, the, you know, the whole group there and stuff like that, that's pretty cool. I like, that's really, really badass. This show really knows what's fucking awesome, and, I guess I was wrong to question it, because this is really, really cool. So, I love this episode. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Did you want to see more Bill Burr in future episodes, or is it like, nah, it's a perfect point to cut it off, go off on a high note, and, you know, leave a separate episode for him to come back? I sure had a lot of fun with it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Take care.